Part three. I would never judge or blame or shame someone who cries, but his crying was the most fake crying I've ever heard, and it was really traumatic. I'm so sad. And I really struggle with people who fake emotions. We've all done that before. We've all manipulated people. We've all tried to get our way as children. That's what we do. There's a specific phase in childhood where we try to have our way. That's the phase where the toddler in the supermarket lays on the ground because he cannot have the candy, or he cannot have the M&Ms, and he cannot have the toy. And mom keeps saying no, and the toddler just really wants it. That's a phase, and that's a very important phase, because through this phase, when we really want to have it, and our mom's job is to find the balance, and our mom's job or parents' job is to find the harmony, or like the balance between sometimes you can have it and sometimes you cannot have it, because if you can always have it, there's no challenge for you in life. It's a really important phase for every toddler, baby, child, where we are screaming for what we want, because it's important for us to learn what do we want, and to learn, okay, I might not have it. Well, how did I get there? But I'm really bad with people who fake emotions. And the narcissist is not what the narcissist issues is, and why they are triggered by you having emotions, by you crying, by you laughing, by you being authentically you as an emotional person, as a feeling person, as an aware person, as a conscious person, as an expressive person, as an authentic person. They hate authenticity. They hate you expressing emotions. Why? Because they don't know what they are feeling. They are only in survival mode constantly. They look around who they can manipulate, how they can control, how they can manipulate, how they can control others, what do they have to say so other people believe their lies. And they are really good with that, but that's survival mode. They are only good with that because of survival mode. And they never got out of that. They never grew up. They are still children. Because if you grow up, you'll learn to take care of yourself, of your own emotions, your own pain, your own hurt. And the narc didn't learn that. The narcissist didn't learn that, to take responsibility for their own emotions. And he's so triggered by your purity, by your expression, because they don't know what they are feeling. They are only coping, they are only mirroring, they only take over from other people what they might feel, what they should feel. Oh, I should be happy, so I pretend I'm happy. But their eyes are dead. Maybe they are laughing here, but their eyes are dead. Or maybe I should be crying now, or maybe I should be. But they get so triggered and irritated by your purity, by your expression of emotions when you cry. They get angry. Why? Because they don't have that. They are not authentic. They don't have their own expression of emotion, and they don't have the connection to their own emotion. That's why you are the threat. You as an empath, highly aware, highly conscious, highly able to feel and tap into your own body and emotion, that's the threat. And they want to gaslight you into believing that you're wrong and they are right. That you don't know who you are, that you don't know what you're feeling, that what you're feeling is wrong. That's gaslighting right there. And they do it out of envy, out of jealousy, for you, your purity, you feeling emotions, because they don't know what they're feeling. Every emotion they have, is it love, hate, la la la, beside hate, they have to fake. They have to pretend. They have to pretend that they love someone. They have to pretend like they are happy. They have to pretend they are joyful. They have to pretend they are nice and kind and compassionate, because they are not. So if someone comes along and cries because you watch a sad movie and it's so overwhelming and you really need to cry it out, they get so triggered and so irritated. So I would never shame anyone for feeling anything, but if somebody is so obviously faking crying. So anyway, he was fake crying, and then when he would be happy, he would say something like, "I'm so happy," and that's so confusing, because if you're happy, you just express your happiness. You don't have to tell people. You don't have to wear a shirt saying I'm happy. What was I about to say? Yeah, but the narcissist, of course, through their energy, and if you're highly empathic, you will feel that. You will always feel depleted, tired, exhausted, drained, headache, depression, complete inability to do something on that day. I needed 5 coffees to get myself going to places. And then when we would separate, it was not easy, because we were so codependent. I remember going to the city and he wanted to go to the pool and I wanted to go to the beach. And it took us half an hour to separate ways, because we were so codependent. And he wouldn't go to Spain and I would go to the US. No, he would go to the pool and I would go to the beach, and in the night we would meet each other again. So, but it took us several minutes, 10, 20, 30 minutes to part ways, 30 minutes to part ways. And I started crying because I was so codependent. And I was fully aware of it. I was fully aware of, you can go now. But I was so attached. And I didn't even love him. I didn't even, but we were completely codependent and enmeshed. Very unhealthy. So no energy whatsoever to go to work, right? And then the fighting, the abuse, the toxicity, the manipulation, the drama, the constant ups and downs, the feeling of you are addicted. Actually, you're addicted to that relationship because it's someone who builds you up to tear you down. That's the narcissist. And the feelings of not good enough, the feelings of, well, first, you have anxiety, you have knots in your stomach, you have a lump in your throat, you have headache, you have maybe migraines. These are all attacks on you. And sometimes after leaving the narcissist, could stay for a few months. It took me, I think, several weeks, maybe 10 or 12 weeks after we parted ways, after I left Canada again and went back home. It took me weeks to understand I'm so much lighter and happier and thriving without this person. I was like, how is this possible? I feel so much better. How is it possible I'm actually happy? How is it possible I feel so much lighter? How is it possible? And then comes the guilt, the feeling of, I should love him, I should want to be with him, I should want him around me. And then I was like, but wait a minute, how is it I feel lighter, much better, less pain, less exhausted, less shitty without that person? And how is that not being right? And then I had the epiphany of my life, because I understood if time spent alone, if time spent without a certain person feels lighter, easier, and better for you, that is the smart and wise and right direction for you to go. If this feels lighter now, it's right. But we make it so complicated in our heads because we are addicted to trauma, addicted to trauma, addicted to pain, addicted to that relationship that felt like drug addict, addicted to abuse. We feel like we need to heal, fix, rescue others. And if we take our time out of the day to say, actually, no, I don't want to rescue, heal, or fix anyone else but myself, because that's my only job, then we feel guilty. And we feel like we're not allowed to take only care of our own needs and not go around and fix the whole world. That's the most important lesson for the empath to learn and understand and fully grasp. To understand it's not my job, my duty to heal and fix and rescue everyone around me so they can thrive. Nah, it's not working. It's not your responsibility. It's not your job. And it's not the most important thing. It is never possible. It is not possible to do that. It's not possible for you to fix, heal, change, rescue anyone else but yourself. Because that's inner work. And inner work always needs to be done by that person themselves. It's not even possible for you to please the narcissist because the narcissist is never satisfied. Never. Because whatever you give to them, it never reaches them. It's because when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. But you and the narcissist, like you as an empath and the narcissist, both of you together, is like this trauma bond. And you can say the most loving, kind things to a narcissist. It will never reach him or them because they are not ready to see their own light. They understood, oh, I'm very, very important, I'm superior, and I'm better than anyone else, which is not the case. But that's their defense mechanism to protect themselves from evil, from attacks, from criticism, from people attacking them or criticizing them. If you're superior, then nobody can get at you. But in actuality, they are so insecure. And empaths are like, I'm insecure and I'm insecure. That's it, end of story. I have nothing to give, but I try my best to heal and fix and rescue others. In actuality, you are God. Or God's energy. You are an angel. And the narcissist is a demon. Blood-sucking, freaking demon taking life from others. Killing, destroying. So as long as the narcissist is not aware of that and wanting to change and wanting to see those things, you can say and do and love someone as much as you want to. It will not reach the person. It will not reach the narcissist because the narcissist is not interested. And I don't even know if they are not ready or if they are not interested, because if they are not interested, they aren't ready. And if they aren't ready, they aren't interested. And if they are either interested nor ready, then what's the point in trying to change someone who is not ready and willing to do their inner work? You can say, you can do whatever you want. I tried it with so many people. Like, family members that try to, look at you, you're beautiful, la la la, you're thin enough, you are a glorious person. And you can try time and time again, and I do because I love these people, but it's not going anywhere if there is no receiving end. A person has to be ready to receive answer, ready to receive praise, ready to receive your point of view, ready to receive your opinion, ready to receive your words. You go to church and the reverend is preaching and you're listening, but if you're not ready to hear what he's saying, the horse has to drink. You can bring the horse towards water, but the horse has to drink itself, blah blah blah. That's the same. Like, we can praise the narcissist, we can say all these loving things. They did not come here for this. And at some point we have to accept, acknowledge, and appreciate and understand that everyone has free will and can choose. The narcissist has enough ability to choose differently, to choose different behavior, to choose consciousness, to choose awareness, to choose work on themselves, to choose self-reflection, to choose to go within, to choose like, hey, because for example, I think I was a pretty narcissistic child out of trauma I experienced. And I was a little cheeky, and I was a little like not shy. I wasn't a shy child, and I was confident as well, but I also treated people unfairly quite some time. Not always. I wasn't a bully, and I was not cool at school to bully other people. But more and more, the older I got, the more humble I got, because I knew that from humbleness I would learn much more valuable lessons. I would learn much more the lesson of stepping back, being the observer, and like figuring out my role in life, like that. But yeah, we cannot change the narcissist. We cannot change how they perceive themselves, because the thing is also they never reflect on themselves enough for them to understand that they are mistreating other people because they are superior. So I'm allowed to control everyone, and I'm allowed to mistreat others. They are also quite disinterested in doing the work. They don't see, like we would think, okay, you are miserable, you're really toxic, so maybe you should work on your energy. That's not how they see it. They don't see that there's anything wrong with them, and that's the issue. Like, how can you help or fix someone who doesn't see that there's something wrong with them? Only if they talk negatively about themselves, which is rare. They rather put it on others. And then the empath's typical response is to, oh no, they were probably just busy, or oh no, you have so much light to give, la la la, say something nice. But the thing is, the narcissist doesn't need those praises because they praise themselves enough already. What the narcissist rather needs is ignorance and a lot of people who walk away from them, so they can be, that's my always like my go-to answer. Everyone needs to know about narcissism. Everyone needs to spot them. Everyone needs to leave them alone and let them be in isolation. And in isolation, eventually, they come to an awakening if they want to. Otherwise, it's still the rest of the world that is acting shitty and not praising them as they should be praised, la la la. They don't want to change. They don't feel like they have to change. And whenever you say something to them that seems like you think they should change, they get really angry. So with the narc, it's like they don't want to change. They want to stay the same. They want to keep manipulating, controlling others in order for them to feel okay. And they are not interested in changing and developing and changing their personality. They are interested in having power, having control, manipulating others into what do I need from them to feel fine. Powerful by myself. They are not interested in, how can I gain real self-confidence? Not the, I'm the greatest, I'm superior, and everyone should follow me. That's not self-confidence. That's insanity. Self-confidence is, I worked on these lessons, I know my strength, I know my weaknesses, I'm still working on that. I reflected a lot, I healed my trauma, I'm getting along with my family now, I know who I am, I want these things, these are my desires, these are my goals, this is what I bring to the table. And truly show up to like bringing that to the table. That's self-confidence. Narcissism is, I'm superior and you should serve me because I'm superior and you are just this puppet I want to manipulate and control. Yeah, so don't spend time with them as they don't want to change. And to get back to the unemployment subject, their whole energy is depleting you. So if you're around a person and you constantly feel drained, tired, exhausted, maybe you yawn more, maybe you feel a headache, good sign. Could be that person, could be that narcissist. And also the whole manipulation game, the toxicity, the fighting, the arguments, the all of the disagreement, all of the manipulation, that's draining in itself. The narcissist in itself as a person is draining and exhausting and depleting, but also the narcissist and his behavior is draining and depleting. And then on top of that, they probably come up with reasons why you shouldn't work. Then you can spend time with me. That's another way of the narcissist to isolate you. They don't want you to be spending time with others because others are always a threat to the narcissist. The narcissist is always trying to isolate you from others. So there are no other people eventually pointing out the narcissist and pointing out that you're dating a narcissist or like keeping you safe. It's like Satan. It's like a demon, that demon that isolates you so you don't have other people to spend time with. The narcissist is the same because other people, love from others is always a threat. That's why sometimes when you're with a narcissist in romantic relationships, that's why they talk negatively about your family quite often without any reason. Like, you tell a story and they find ways to make family members sound like they are not good people, and you know exactly that they are. Because your family is protecting you, they love you, they wanna, and they would um, um, expose the narcissist to you. That's the danger of a loving family. That they will protect you. And that's the narcissist's endgame. That's why they hate your family quite often. Yeah, and that's the same with your job, right? They are jealous in nature. They want to be the only one person in your life having control over you. But if you go out and you meet colleagues and you work and you are independent and you have your own money and you have a day spent away from them and you find new people and you maybe find friends and you get along with your boss, all reasons to be envious because the narcissist is unemployed, all reasons to be jealous because you could see other people, all reasons to be careful because you could see other people telling you that the narcissist is an asshole, and all reasons for the narcissist to say, hey, let's quit your job, or make you so tired and depleted and sick physically that you cannot go to work. Because like everything that helps you being free, independent, empowered, having your own income, being independent, meeting other people is a threat to the narcissist. Because the narcissist always wants you small, addicted, the opposite of godly things, the opposite of good. He doesn't want you to thrive. He doesn't want you to be independent and with others and happy and in company and like when you are alone. I remember when they said in Harry Potter, they once said, Luna Lovegood said to Harry, if you are alone, you are easier to be manipulated and spotted. But if you are with your friends, you are protected and you are and he's lesser of a threat. And that's truly the case. The same for demons, Satan, and all dark energies. In isolation, they get worse because they can really work on you as a person. And that's what the narcissist does. They want to isolate you, just like demons. Isolate you, tell you lies, deceive you, tell you you're wrong, you are ugly, you are not good. All the things, like how they can manipulate you and you feeling small, unempowered, and unlovable. And then they find ways to really control you. They have you on a leash and they can really control and manipulate you. But the more you go out to your job, to friends, which they always find ways to try to avoid you meeting a friend. I went to see a friend. I was like, I gotta go. I need to see my friend in like 10 minutes and I needed to run already. What does he do? Starts crying because mom left him. The story he told me 10 times before was really, really important at that moment. And that's what I mean with fake crying, because that was not real crying, that was fake as hell. And he would use that to manipulate me, to not make it on time for the date. Why? Because He doesn't want me to have other friends. He doesn't want me to be independent. He doesn't want me to be with others. He doesn't want me to leave him there having fun with others. Yeah. And then it took me 10 more minutes to comfort him. So I got to my date, but I got there late, which is shitty for me and shitty for the other person, because you always hope that the other person makes it on time. Yeah, so that is my experience with the narcissist and how he tries to make you stay unemployed, unempowered, not free, not having money, not being independent, not being thriving. Like if you have a new surrounding, just imagine you have a new job. Your colleagues are great. None of them is narcissistic, very loving, kind people. And you start talking about your friend at home, and they start saying things like, I watched this documentary about narcissism. It really sounds like he has one. Or, that sounds really unloving. That's really unkind words to say. This is a weird behavior when you're out and about. This is weird things to say to make you feel better. And then you will question those words. And you will eventually start to think if this narcissistic person at home is really such a good match, and if you should go back home, or maybe think about moving out, because now you're working, now you have money, now you can afford your own flat and your own space. And that's nothing a narcissist would want, because that would mean he loses his supply. Because the thing is, they are the ones needing supply from you. They are the ones being codependent, needing you. They are the ones being addicted to you, because you bring joy. And I kept remember being a child and being so of love, light, joy, happiness, compassion, seeing others, and I would always spread that. And I remember so many people getting either really triggered or angry and annoyed. And that's a way how they dump down my light, but then they use it as a fuel for themselves. The narcissist does that. He would say something, stop laughing so loud. Why are you crying? It doesn't get you anywhere. And you're like, okay, I cannot show any kind of emotions with you without you being triggered, and I'm your issue? I think you're not being connected to your emotional state, and you're not being connected to your body at all, and your intuition and your gut and your whole emotional system is your issue. But yeah, that's just one way of seeing it. They make you unemployed because, first of all, they make you sick with their whole energy. They make you codependent and trained. They will tell you to quit your job so you don't have co-workers and friends and other people. And then if you don't have any other space to go but being with a narcissist, you will get sicker and sicker and sicker and more trained and more exhausted and sicker over time, until you are so depressed that you have to completely start life all over again. And I urge you, if you are an empath and you know you are of light, of love, of compassion, of empathy, of happiness, of joy, don't ever let anyone take it away from you. There are people who will roll their eyes. There will be people who will shake their head. There will be people who tell you how to laugh and when and what and how and not. And I tell you, I dare you, do not ever let anyone tell you when and how you will have emotional outbursts or emotional expressions, and expressions of who you are. That's your authenticity. And everyone, I mean, like, there are times when you maybe shouldn't laugh out loud. Maybe at a funeral, you shouldn't laugh that much. Or you shouldn't cry at a wedding that much, like, not in a loud, hysterical cry. I mean, that's common sense, right? But if you are with someone and you think you have a loving relationship, but this person is constantly gaslighting or manipulating you, and you feel like you have the wrong kinds of emotional expressions, tell them to please go fuck themselves. Because that's their projection of insecurity onto you. And you don't deserve any of it. You are of light, you are of love, you're really special for this planet. If you are compassionate and loving and kind and caring and nurturing, you're very, very important. More important than the narcissist. And more precious than the narcissist. And I would like to say that we are all equal, but that's not true. If you saw evil and if you saw good, we're not all equal. Mother Teresa is not comparable with people who start war, with people who slaughter animals, with people who kidnap children to sell them and do weird ass freaking evil shit. So you are Mother Teresa if you're an empath. And the narcissist needs you. You don't need them, because you are shining by yourself with all the light and the love you have. Are you their supply? You are the important ones. Without you, they don't know what to do. You can leave at any time. You are the one of love and of light and of empathy, of compassion, of talent and potential. Oh my God. And you deserve equal love. People who celebrate you, for being authentic and loving and kind and compassionate and just who you are. That's what you deserve. And your light is so, so, so precious. And maybe you cannot see it yet, but I do. I do, because I remember being younger and not understanding my mission. And then I understood at some point how precious it is to feel a lot and to feel it all and to be authentic and to have emotions and express them and to feel like the world is too much and you cannot comprehend it. It's a gift to feel a lot. It's a curse if you're numb and dumping your shit onto others. So you are a gift, and the narcissist wants you as energy. And you have every right whatsoever to tell them to fuck themselves. Because you don't give your precious light to those who just dim it and dump it down, but are not able to help you shine. Good night.